Hey there, Divi people. This is John from Divi Ready Themes, and in today's tutorial I'm going to show you how I stumbled upon a solution for creating custom hover effects for Divi sections and rows. I've seen a lot of the section and row effects on other sites, and I wanted to create the same thing for my site, which is what I'm doing here. This is on my home page. This is the mailer, and as you can see, when I hover over the section, the entire section has an effect to it. Same thing with my new theme, Ghost Hunters. If you go to that one, you'll see we have this other effect here for the full section. Goes from a pinkish color to the real photo. So that's what we're going to be trying to create today. So let's go over to our visual builder. I've already got a blank page set up, and you see that there's one section and one row already set up. So I'm going to add a couple more sections just to space out this page, and we're going to be working on the section in the middle here. First thing we're going to do is we're going to click on the gear icon and go into settings, and we're going to go into the background, and we're going to set the background color to black. While we're in here, we're going to jump over to the advanced tab, go into our CSS ID and classes, and give it a class of DRT-hover. DRT/hover. Go ahead and save that, and go ahead and save the page. Then we're going to go over to our theme options, and in our custom CSS we're going to enter the following code. It's going to be .drt-hover : hover. So this is going to be the DRT hover class in its hover state. Let's put our brackets in there. And let's give it a background color. Let's use that hot pink color. I think it's FF2E2. Let's make sure we get the hashtag in there. And I'm going to put a important statement on here. And that should be that. Got a little yellow exclamation point here, so I'm not sure what that's for. Oh, I spelled background wrong, that's why. Okay. Alright. So we got DRT hover in its hover state. Background color is a hot pink color. And I've got the tag set to important. And let's go ahead and save that. Now let's jump back to our page. And if I do a refresh, we should see the hover effect should work. Now at this point I thought that's all I would need to do to get the hover effect to work, but as you can see, I'm hovering over it and nothing is happening. I'm going to exit the visual builder really quick. It's going to squeeze down this page a little, but as you can see, it's not working. So I was wondering why it wasn't working, so I did a right click on the section and I did an inspect. And what I saw was when Divi assigns a background color to a section, it automatically adds an important tag to it. So no matter what you put in the CSS, it's not going to make a difference. But if you can watch this, I'm not sure if you can see this, but I'm going to take out the important and just leave that. Now you see that our rollover is working perfectly. So, how do we get around this? One more line of CSS code. So let's go ahead and close the inspector. Let's get our page back to its non-working status. I'm going to open up the visual builder. And once that's open, I'm going to take out the background color. So we're going to go in here, go into the background, and remove the color, and say OK. You see, once the background color is removed, the hover effect is working again. So what we need to do, since we can't let Divi apply the background color for us, we are going to apply it ourselves with a little line of CSS code. So let's go back to our custom CSS section and enter the following code. We're going to create a not hovered CSS class, which is going to be DRT hover, and we're going to make that background Make sure I spell it right this time. Oops. We're going to make the background color black. And we're going to make that important. We're going to put the... And that's about it. So we got our hover state, which is going to be the, when it hovers over, it's a hot pink color. When we don't hover over, it's a black color. So we go ahead and save that. Let's go back to our page. And let's exit out of the visual builder. Actually, let's stay in here. We'll just stay in here and... Oops, no, I'm still... Okay, there you go. And we'll just do a refresh on here. Now you can see that the black is back because we've added it in our CSS and the rollover works, the hover effect works. So that's what we wanted to get. It was at this point where I got an idea. I've been using Photoshop since it was a baby, so I know all about the image blends that are now included with the Divi for image layers and how colors react differently in different modes. So let's just go over to Photoshop and I'll show you how this concept works. I have an image here with two layers. I have a background image of black and I have an image on top of it. Now if I set that image mode to multiply, you'll see that the image disappears. Because when you multiply an image onto black, it turns black. But if I go in and raise the value of the black, let's say I change the black to like a lighter gray color, and I go back into that background image and I apply it, you'll see that the image starts to emerge. If I raise that value of the black even more, and we go in here and we fill it, you'll see that the image gets clearer and clearer. So what does all that mean? That means that we can trick Divi the same way. Well, we're not tricking Divi, we're using the same trick in Divi. So let's jump back to the visual builder. And once we're here, you'll see that Divi has its own layers. If we go into the gear icon here, and we go into the background, you'll see that Divi has its own kind of layer structure here. You've got your background color, then you've got your blend layer, then you've got your image layer, then you've got your video layer. So if I was to put in an image here, let's go to our images here, and I'm going to choose my star field here and upload that. And you'll see right now that the image is showing. That's because we haven't changed the blend mode yet. So let's go down to our background image blend and change that to multiply. As soon as you hit multiply, it's going to do the same thing it did in Photoshop. It's going to disappear. But now, with the rollover effect, when I roll over it, the value of the black is going to change, so the image is going to appear. And you'll see it appear just like that. So that's how to use the image blends with a black background, switching it out with a color background. Now let's try something different. Let's go back to our custom CSS and let's change our background color to the hot pink. And we're going to change our hover background color to white. And we've got everything in there. Let's save that. Let's go back to our page, and what we're going to do this time is we're going to take out that picture. We're going to change the background image to the one I used in the Ghost Hunter theme. And with this one here, we're going to set the image blend to darken, because darken has a different effect. Let's go ahead and save that. Right now the CSS is not working because we haven't reloaded the page. We're going to save it, and then we're going to reload it. So we're going to exit the visual builder. I should have actually stretched it out a little bit for you, but that's okay. Actually, let me do that first. Hang on. Let's go back into visual builder. And you're going to be able to see the effect once it comes back here. We're going to stretch out the row a little bit so you get the little effect here. All right, let's save that. And when we exit the Visual Builder, well, you actually see it right there. It's much cleaner here. You've got the darken will darken on the pink background, but when you switch the pink background to the white background, when you apply the darken blend to a white background, it'll just bring back the original image, the image with no effect at all. So those are the two effects you can get. You can have multiple, probably thousands of different effects you can do with the image blends and rollover effects. Last thing I want to do, it's kind of snapping here. So when I do the color kind of thing. So let's jump back real quick into our theme options here. Let's add a couple more lines of code here at the bottom. We're going to put in a WebKit transition. Oops. We're telling it that the transition is going to be affecting the background color. We're going to give it a 0.1 second, well, let's make it 2 second transition. We're going to ease it in and out. And our next line is going to be for the Moz, M-O-Z. Oops. Transition. Sorry, I'm not typing very well today. This is also, I'm not sure if I need a space here or not. This is also going to be affecting the background color. We're going to make that the same, 0.2. And ease in, out. Okay, so we have all that set there. Nothing looks wrong. Let's go ahead and save that. And if we go back to our page and we do a refresh, you'll see now that it has a nice, slower kind of transition there. It's kind of like bleeding the color into his face, kind of. And I think that's about it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please take a moment to like it and subscribe. Don't forget to check out our amazing selection of Divi child themes and layouts at Divi Ready Themes. This is John from Divi Ready Themes, and I'll catch you on the next video.